York City, the scene for tonight's game. It's time for some hoops at the home of the New York Knicks. We're bringing it to you live on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Just a single game at home. After this one, it's back on the road for the Knicks. They've lost their last 3 games. In for Lopez. Derek Williams comes in for Porzingis. And it's Tony Wroten in for Aaron Aflalo. Pachulia, he's checked in for Dallas. Freak comes in for Wesley Matthews. On the floor for Dallas, Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Williams is out there with Freak, and it's Pachulia in at the 5. Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned. Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Williams kicks to Freak. Parsons outside, 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Not phased at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Knicks trail by 7. There's 1:34 left in the first quarter of the game. There's a good screen. Calderon has the open look. Misfires after coming off the pick. The Mavericks have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Nowitzki a screen, and looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Oh, that's a close call there on the illegal screen.
But I'd go along with it, Greg. I mean, it didn't look like his feet were set to me.
Lance Thomas, he's checked in for the Knicks. And then for Dallas, Powell, he's checked in for Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Darren Williams. Thomas goes in. Williams with a clean look. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Williams has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Barea, the pass to Freak. The feed to Pachulia. Knicks with the rebound. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
And talk about a team that just never seemed to get into a rhythm offensively. It was just an ugly game to watch.
Yeah, that's an understatement. I mean, they didn't appear to have any kind of cohesiveness in terms of game plan, and they never figured out how to attack the defense in that.
Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against the Wizards in Washington.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
Here's Freak. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Mavericks lead by 2. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player. Now with more and more freshmen, Clark, making the jump to the pros, we can expect to hear more stories like this, I'm sure.
Well, without question, Kevin, that's the case. And
so for the Knicks, Williams, he's checked in for Lopez. Anthony comes in for Lance Thomas. And it's Calderon in for Aaron Aflalo. On the floor for Dallas, Freak in a 2-guard. Pachulia is out there with Chandler Parsons. Then it's Matthews, and it's Williams at the 1. Parsons against Anthony. Taken away by Anthony. They push it up 4 on 3. And that one's good. Rogan.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
Freak dishes to Pachulia. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that. Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
And you guys, he was once considered a tweener, but now I think Derrick Williams has kind of settled in to that 4 position. Seems to be the best position fit for him at this stage of his career.
There's a good screen. Tries a 3. The shot is off. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. There's a minute 34 left to play here in the half. Freak kicks to Pachulia. Inside, Freak. It's rebounded by New York. Last year, Williams did find a nice niche playing the 4. Still, his minutes and numbers, Clark, remain low.
Well, it's unfair because he was drafted so high, top 5 when he came out, and I don't think he'll ever live up to that draft position. The highlight dunks are great, but he's got to find other ways to continue to grow.
Now here's Freak. Not a lot of room. Calderon with it. 6 points for him. To the inside. Pachulia with the steal. Williams passes to Freak. There's 38 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Back to Williams. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket. And here is Roten. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. He's covered by Matthews. Anthony can't hit.
They'll probably let the clock wind down here.
Right on. I mean, no need to give the ball back before the end of the quarter in this situation.
And that one's good. Freak. 6 seconds left now here in the second. Anthony. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's a close game.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with Coach.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Entire new group here. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Lopez. Thomas comes in for Porzingis. Derrick Williams, he checked in for Anthony. And Roten subbed in for Jose Calderon. We've got Williams. Hence Thomas out there with Kyle O'Quinn. Then there's a Flalo. And it's Roten in at the point. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
That's his first personal foul.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. They set the screen. Freak dishes to Barea. Shot clock at 5. Lets the 3 fly. Cannot hit. Now the Knicks take it the other way.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
The Mavericks have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter.
And we've seen Dallas just be fantastic since the start of the new millennium. Year in and year out, they seem to always win 50 games. Hit that mark again last season.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Knicks?
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Now here's Freak. He's guarded by Thomas. Now here's Freak and stolen by Thomas. And now, in transition, it's a follow. Here we go. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Controlled the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
Well, last season they won 50, Greg, as you just said. That marked the 12th time it happened since 2000.
Well, clearly this franchise has been committed to winning. I mean, you hear that from a lot of franchises, but they often aren't willing to take the risk that the Mavericks take.
So a close.
Jose, congratulations on the win.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Carmelo Anthony. He was the engine that drove this team the whole night, and his teammates had. And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you